The one thing I want you to take away in this video is to just not give up on yourself, to just keep on going. This reminds me of a time when I went to prison. I ended up going to prison and that changed my whole life. That changed the trajectory of everything that I had kind of set in place. Now, before going to prison, I was actually on a really good path, man. I was in a serious relationship with someone. We had plans to get married, have a family, etc. And I was in my last semester of college. I was supposed to graduate. I was 2 weeks into the semester already. I had all my syllabuses. I had the books bought and everything like that. Classes already beginning. I was gonna get hired right after college by this company that I was gonna do an internship with. One of the requirements for my school was to do an internship in order to graduate, and the place that I was gonna do it with, they were gonna hire me on. They're gonna start me off at 60K. Now I know 60K doesn't sound like a lot in today's time, but back then, man, 60K was pretty sweet. This is when rent was only like, for a two-bedroom apartment in LA for like 800 bucks. Talk about sweet, right? Now, I ended up going to prison. It changed everything. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of naive. I didn't fully grasp the reality of life. And I think a lot of times in today's world, that's what's happening. People don't really fathom what's really going on and the the mental fortitude that you actually have to build in order to make it and level up truly to who you really want to become. And there's this term that goes around a lot, and I hear it so freaking often. And it kind of bothers me, I'm not gonna lie, is the term lock in. Lock in, lock in, lock in. Well, the only time I've been ever able to lock in is when my mind goes dark. And the reason why I'm able to go dark is because my mind has gone to some dark places, man. I've been homeless. I've been broke. I've been betrayed by friends. I end up going through to prison, heartbreak, lost of friends, not only through betrayal, but, through just life, car accidents, drunk driving, lost friends from this. Like, it's people that haven't endured like the dark moments of what life have to offer. It's very difficult to say, hey, lock in, because they haven't been able to lock in. Their back hasn't been up against the wall. But the reason why I'm making this video is to share my experience in hopes of you taking this information and actually applying it without having to endure the dark moments and forcing and life actually forcing you to lock in. Now, the first thing I did when I came home, I kept the same program. In prison, you go to sleep, you wake up, you do the same thing every single day. It's very mundane. And it's the continuous things in life that you have to do in the dark moments to be able to succeed. Now, first thing I did was wake up early every single day. I kept the exact same program. Inside prison, the lights go on, turn on at 5 a.m. The lights turn off at 9 p.m. So that leaves you a gap of 8 hours of quiet time. That's when lights are out, right? There's a term in there. It says lights out. When lights is out, that means it's quiet time. And if you're yapping, you're making too much noise, ooh, be ready for a boo bop the next morning because you're messing up. And I kept the exact same energy when I got home. Granted, I wasn't sleeping on a bed. I didn't have my own room. I was on a sofa. That was my reality. And I just kept the exact same energy. I woke up every single day, and when I woke up, I started looking for work. Back then, we didn't have all the access to, and resources that we have now. Back then, the only thing I knew was Craigslist. So I got up every morning and I treated looking for a job as if it was my job for 8 hours every single day. So I woke up early. I was able to wake up and just have the thoughts to myself. And so that's very important. Wake up freaking early every single day for me. helped me become a winner. The second thing I did was I still do it to this day, as I have a journal. I have like a diary, like a notebook actually, and I write out the things that I have to do. And I tried using the notebook or a notepad inside my phone before several times, and I just it's doesn't work the same. I end up not looking at it, and I didn't understand it. So I started doing some research search. So I come to find out, when you make a list of the things you actually have to do, you actually have a better connection with it. You're emotionally connected with it. And not only that, it forces you to turn on your cognitive skills, right? And it makes your brain actually think. So when you write the things that you have to do for the day, you're more connected, and it makes you remember the things that you have to do a little bit deeper, on a deeper connection. So first thing is waking up early. Second thing for me was writing out things I had to do for the day. You know, go to sleep early, check. Work out, check. Look for a job, apply to 50 places, check. The third thing that I did was I didn't take a lot of outside influence in. That really set the tone, because when I came home, I was getting advice from so many different things. Hey, go to school here, find work here, do this, do that. And then on top of that, I wasn't used to actually being able to watch things freely. So I didn't have a TV. I just I just shut that off. I unplugged the TV, and I didn't watch TV at all for 90 freaking days. When I came home, I locked in for 3 months straight, and I didn't listen to music like that. The only time I listened to music was when I was working out, because music influences your mood, it influences your thoughts. I notice when I'm working out and I listen to slow jams, I become a lover. And if I'm listening to some EDM, guess what? I want to party. So the things that you watch and you listen to, you have to be very cautious, because it's going to influence the way you think and the way you move. So that's what helped me out. I just cut everything out. I was in tune with my own thoughts, and I didn't let a lot of outside influence, unless it was someone that, that motivated me or inspired me, or someone that I wanted to emulate. Then I took in the information. The next thing I did was work out every freaking day. It was program time no matter what. Inside jail, inside prison, it's the exact same program. You work out every single day. And I didn't realize the benefits, because back then, information wasn't that readily available as it is today, right? If you look out the benefits, if you actually look up the benefits of working out, you'll get a full list, bam, instantly. That wasn't the thing back then, but I knew that I felt good every single time, and I knew I had to do it no matter what. When I came home, I didn't have a gym membership. I was broke. I came home with $300, and I had this friend that had a bench set outside his carport. And while he was off to work, I would just walk over there. It took me about 30 minutes to walk to the house. I worked out. I got a good pump, got a good sweat, did my push-ups, did my burpees, did my, all my workouts. And then I went home. I did that every single day. And I come to learn that working out has so many benefits. It relieves stress. It releases endorphins, serotonin levels. It makes you feel good. On top of that, it creates this mental fortitude and this self belief and confidence that you have within yourself, because you're setting goals, right? Not a lot of people realize this, but working out, you set goals. You want to be able to get into shape. So when you accomplish that, guess what? It's a W, it's a dub. And what does winning do? It helps build your confidence, and internally it creates self-belief, because you're like, hey, you know what? I set out to do this goal, and when you accomplish it, I built that confidence, and then I built that self-belief because I did it. That's why working out for me was imperative. The next thing I did that really helped me out was tracking my macros. Inside, I didn't have a food scale, but I knew what not to eat. I stayed away from the sugary drinks. I didn't even have coffee until I came home. I didn't even know what the hell coffee was. I wasn't even drinking it like that. But inside, you can have coffee. They also give you like these big old fat stacks of cake. Gave those away. I didn't eat ramen like that. And I continued the exact same program when I got home. But I just had a upper hand this time. I had a food scale. I had apps where I can enter the food that I ate for the day, and that helps me stay in shape, help me keep my body like strong and my mind sharp. The next thing was I got enough sleep every single day. I remember 9 o'clock, boom, it was lights out. I kept, like I said, I kept that same program. I kept that same energy. 9 o'clock, lights out, I shut it down and I just continued that when I got home. And I know I keep saying this, I continued that same program, but that's what helped me win. That's what helped me win inside to stay away from trouble. And then I kept that same program to stay away from trouble when I got home. There were a lot of people calling me to go out, kick it, drink, club, party, smoke. I wasn't about that. I was starting from the bottom and I needed to work my way up. So for me, I needed to just distance myself from those people and truly focus on what was helping me win in order to become who I want to become, right? And I was broke. I had nothing going on for me. So imagine me, a broke dude, drinking, smoking, not getting enough sleep, just waking up every day like a zombie. I made sure to keep that same program. I got enough sleep to be able to have high energy levels to crush it the next morning, to be able to look for the jobs, you know? That was very imperative. And sleep is something I feel like a lot of people are lacking nowadays because they're so used to just staying up late on their phones. They're losing to a 6.5 inch screen. That's crazy to me. This one kind of ties into the last one, I was continuing, but it ties in perfectly. This one was huge for me, was to get rid of all my vices, to stay away from all that negative stuff, whether it's lust, drugs, alcohol, junk food, even toxic people, even negative people. I didn't realize it. I was already doing this. I was already, I wasn't chasing girls at the time. Like, I wasn't smoking. I wasn't drinking. Like I said, people were calling me up to go kick it, but I didn't do any of that stuff. I worked day in and day out to be able to win, to get out of that sofa situation. And that's what kept me on that path, was not having the temptation around me. You ever heard of this saying? It says, out of sight, out of mind. It's like junk food. When you have junk food laying around, you're more likely to eat it. And it's the same thing. When you have negative people and you're hanging around negative, like toxic people, you're more likely to dive in and become like them because you're around it. It's the same thing with drugs. Same thing with watching corn, all these negative things that are taking you away from the goals. I just got rid of it. And that's what I did. This exact same steps. I did this day in and day out every single day until I actually made it out, man. I remember I got home and I moved from the sofa into my own place literally within 90 days, man. Literally. I got this job 2 weeks in as a salesperson. I worked my way up from the bottom of that company, just a regular salesperson, took the bus, walked to work, did whatever it took, and I got that job 2 weeks from when I got home. Within 90 days of doing this repetitive motion, waking up early, going to work, working out every single day. Yes, I was working out after my shift. And I came home at 9 and then I fell asleep. I did this day in and day out every single day until I won, until I moved out from the sofa into my own room. Hopefully, you take these steps. That's what I want you to do today, is actually make a list of the things I did. And if you feel like this is something that you want to apply to your life, take action. We live in the digital information age where it's so easily accessible, but the problem is the action. So that's what I want you to do today. Write out the steps that I did and take action. It's execution over information. I hope you become someone different next time you come around to this video and you tell me about your stories about how you leveled up. So today, write down these steps and then please, again, just take action. Hopefully, I see you in the future and you're just becoming a new person and you're leveling up and you're unlocking the full potential of who you really want to become.